Hi. So I've been interning at the STEM Library Lab all summer to get my hours for this course, and I'm actually inside the lab right now. So take a look around. We have a lot of different inventory that we're able to lend out to schools around the greater New Orleans area. So me personally, I play football at Tulane, and I don't have much work experience in a professional capacity. So doing this internship has really been a great opportunity for me to learn how kind of the nonprofit sector and the real world work in terms of jobs. My mother actually worked in the nonprofit sector for Muscular Dystrophy Association for 15 years, where she was in charge of fundraising. And this internship has really given me a kind of better appreciation for what she's done for her, for the people she was trying to help, and it kind of makes me want to go further out of my way to try to help the people around me. STEM Library Lab is an equipment lending organization, and we lend equipment to schools around the greater New Orleans area. And a lot of times, public schools in New Orleans aren't able to afford the STEM equipment that they need to provide a proper education for their students. And to us, it's very important that every student around New Orleans has the ability to get the type of education that others in more privileged situations would come by at private schools. So, at STEM Library Lab, since it's summertime, I haven't really had the opportunity to work with a lot of different schools, but I have had the privilege to help them move new locations and participate at a few open house events and talk to different teachers about what's going on, what they need, and organize stuff around the lab. I mean, my job has been essentially pretty monotonous, but I know that it's helping for a goal that this lab has moving forward. And I know that I'm kind of laying the groundwork here for the new location and for us to get more schools in contract. So the actual lending program works through contract. Schools sign up for a 1 year contract. Um, I'm not exactly sure on how much they pay. I know it's a different amount for a full school, for a teacher, for a group of teachers, something like that. I think a single teacher is $500 and a full school is $2,000, which is really just to kind of give us enough money to continue operating at the capacity that we want to operate at. So this internship is really kind of, I come from a city where there's not a lot of problems in the public school system. I'm from San Antonio, Texas, and I went to a very good public high school. I believe we were top 2% in the nation. And we had a lot of diversity at that school, so I'm not really used to seeing so many public schools in the dilapidated conditions that they are. So it was really tough for me at first realizing that not every student got to have the same education as I did growing up. And I realized how important education is because I wouldn't be in the situation I am right now without the education that I got. So just being able to work here and help the people throughout that community, throughout this community, is really important to me because I think that even if you're going on to play college football like me, college basketball, baseball, whatever, or you're going to be a professional athlete one day, I get it. It's tough to focus on schools, but this is really a great situation. This is a great organization to help the situation of the students around the greater New Orleans area. So moving forward, STEM Library Lab plans to be out of this new location where we're about 3 times the size as we were in our old location. We are trying to get more schools to sign up for contracts, more teachers to sign up for contracts to really keep us running. We're not trying to make a profit off of anything. We're just trying to get enough money to where all of the employees can live comfortably, like by no means wealthy, and to where we can keep this going, because what's really important is the schools and the students getting all they can out of this lab. This is for them. Within the next year, our owner plans to develop a delivery service so that if teachers don't have time because they have to work a second job or something to get over here and pick up equipment, we can deliver it straight to their classroom or their house or whatever. And one thing that's really cool about the things we carry in STEM Library Lab is it's not always big items like this skeleton here. We have different measurement things. Like, I'll walk y'all through it real quick. We have our math and manipulatives here. So we have little cubes that you can use to measure, and these aren't by any means expensive things, but it does help take the pressure off the teachers around the community. We have even funnels, ping pong balls. You can pick those up at a gas station, but a lot of times just, that extra money could be used for a teacher to actually do something in their life. And I know these kids are important to them, but it's also important that teachers don't spend their small salary on things that should be provided for them by the school district. STEM Library Lab is just really a great organization, and I'm thankful for being able to be a part of it. One thing that I'm really thankful for is this has kind of showed me how to reach out to different organizations and how to find organizations that we can kind of get to help us on our way to our goal. One of my responsibilities was to go through different events and look at organizations, read their website, and find out which organizations would be a good fit for us to get in contact with and see if they want to make a donation or see if they want to partner with us for something. I feel like that's going to be a valuable skill for me going forward into any job, because companies are always trying to partner with other companies. And one thing that I did enjoy about the seminar itself is even though it's an online class, it keeps you connected with your peers. You're able to talk about your experiences, and I realize there are a few students with kind of the same situations as I'm in my internship, in terms of we're helping a fairly new startup nonprofit. We're dealing with schools, and it's kind of cool just to see that, it may seem like you're doing everything alone, but you're really with other people in your classroom. I do wish that the readings were more diverse in what they dealt with. I feel as though, since I'm not involved directly in the community very often at my internship, if I had the chance to do some reading about how to kind of take a hands-off approach to that, it would have been a lot more beneficial for me personally. And I realize that these readings are very beneficial for those who are dealing with hands-on ways of helping. But for me personally, I didn't really connect with many of the readings and that kind of stuff. But after my internship here with STEM Library Lab, I would 10 out of 10 times recommend somebody else to intern here. They're always looking for interns. They rotate through their employees every year. They're on AmeriCorps contract. So this is a great opportunity to get some nonprofit service on your record and to help people, because the kids in these schools do need help, and a lot of times they don't know that they need help because they're too young. Elementary schoolers don't know that if they're missing out on a cool little science experiment that we all got to do when we were in elementary school. It's just something that they have to rely on their teachers for, and it really is a shame when teachers want to provide something but the school doesn't have enough money to give it to them.